Before you start, I do apologize. Even though I'm locked in, I've been doing a lot of work, so I apologize for not being able to join the last two sessions.
Okay, it's okay. So you see the journey to freedom and the happiness. We all are searching. You have given me a good topic. Journey to freedom. Freedom from suffering. Simple. And freedom and to permanent peace and happiness. Simple. Before we go there, let us understand the current state of our life in relationship to the world outside. Can I say our science is remarkable, but our psychology is appalling, deplorable. Science is remarkable. I have the costliest smartphone, I have the big house, I have the best car, but my psychology, my mind, that costliest smartphone cannot give you the freedom and the happiness that we don't want to understand. Simple thing. And that is why we say it is an age of anxiety and the stress. So go slowly, and what Eastern wisdom says, you should get the right knowledge and you should think over it so that your mind does not dictate over the intellect, so that the intellect becomes pure and it inspires the mind. It does not listen to the mind when the mind pushes you with a particular habit. And you gave me a good topic. So you see that? Go ahead. So can I say that there is an outer riches in our life at the cost of inner poverty? Sense of anxiety, sense of fear, sense of stress, sense of duality and a conflict, whether you are going into the mall, whether you are returning your home, going to your office, that sense of the mind living in inner poverty continues from days to days, weeks and weeks, months and months, and years and years. Are you getting it? So what is that inner poverty? What is that inner poverty? And outer riches, we are fully aware. Our mind goes into anxiety. When I see your house is bigger than mine, natural. It has become so much habitual. Your car is bigger than mine, so that is what the inner poverty is. Inner poverty, inner, we are bankrupt. You know, every country is going for that recession. So we continue with that mental recession all the time. That is what the inner poverty is. Why it is so? Because there is no education given to the mind. What the mind seeks, hold on. Let me understand, you mind, what you are seeking, what you are searching. So in the world outside, this mind is running, and running. What it is seeking? It claims it is seeking peace and happiness, but it is seeking only three things. What it is seeking? Power, pleasure, and possession. In the workplace, power. In politics, power. Relationship between husband and wife, power. You see that indirectly. And pleasure. We want to have a pleasure. Because I bought the costliest phone, I must have a pleasure. So communicate with the smartphone. Give me the pleasure whenever I want. It will never happen. And same thing applies to the possession. So mind needs an education, understanding of that power, that pleasure, that possession business. It doesn't mean that we should not work. It doesn't mean that we should not buy. But we should strip these psychological attitude created by the mind that if I have the phone, I have the power. No, if I have the position, then I have the pleasure. No, not possible. We continue to work in the same way, no changes outside. So the next understanding our masters gave, we want to fill the mind with the outer riches, comfort and pleasure. There is total emptiness, wholeness. My master used to say that the moment you suffer from any form of anxiety, duality, and a conflict, it is your inner poverty. The mind is working on you and you are not working on your mind. How dare the anxiety enter into your mind? How dare the fear? Why there is no peace? Because you have never worked for it. Simple. My master used to be very straightforward. Because we have never cared to educate and discipline the mind, and there is no formal schooling for that. Is there a bachelor degree for discipline and education of the mind? No. We all learn how to run after what we run after. We run after the power, 3P. Power, pleasure, possession. When I came here, I'm a trustee of this house. It's a big house, Michelle. Son built for me, so I came here. And very big house. I think Anne has seen it. I was very happy selling my house in New Jersey. Why I became homeless? So no question of any power. Here I am a trustee. I am not the owner of the house, so I am very happy. This is my another guest house. Second thing, I am jobless, so no boss is there. No problem. And third, I am knowledgeless. Why to brag about knowledge? Knowledge is always independent. It is not the property of anyone. Who uses the mind and intellect, they can have it. So that is why I am happy. But doing everything as everyone does. I am performing all the activities in my life. Not carried away. So our master says, the real knowledge is that knowledge by which the suffering can be eliminated from your life. I may claim I am a genius of physics. At the same time, I am suffering from stress. What kind of a genius you are? We don't think in this way. So our master gave us that kind of a thinking. You are genius, thank you very much. How many times you live in stress and anxiety? Every day, every moment. That is why we say genius is another form of insanity. You see? So if we are genius, we are also insane. But if you add the Eastern wisdom, then you are a genius and you are sane. That is the journey, simple journey to understand. There is nothing more, nothing less. That is why I always repeat. It's a Sanskrit word you will enjoy listening. Sa vidya ya vimuktai. That knowledge which liberates you from the suffering is only the knowledge. The rest of the knowledge, what you get? You get a skill set. You get a knowledge. You go to a medical school, you become a doctor, that is a skill set. But becoming a doctor does not give you a guarantee that you are free from stress and anxiety. You become an IT professional. So you see that, think of it. Find out that knowledge which liberates you from the suffering. That is the real knowledge. The rest of the knowledge are simply craftsmanship, suddenly skill set. I become a driver, that does not mean I'm driving my car. It does not mean that it will drop my stress. It is a skill set. Definitely it is a knowledge. So the master is saying the real knowledge, sa vidya ya vimuktaye. I kept that phrase in my logo also. That is the journey. So in order to acquire the knowledge, I went to the school, I learned psychology, physics, the same way you need to go to a school of the life to learn how this knowledge can be attained. And the three-step process is so simple if we apply this. The first step process, and then we will start with our journey. First step is know the principle as it is. As it is. I heard that a kid went to the school and teacher taught him, you see, the anatomy of the body. So he was a small kid, so teacher taught him had 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 mouth. These are the parts of the body. So he went home. Her mom is a doctor, or was a doctor. So the kid ran to the mom and asked the mom, do you know the parts of the body? Mom was a medical doctor, doing practice for 20 years. I know there is digestive system, there is a circulatory system in this. So the kid ran to his dad and told his dad, you look at the mom. Mom doesn't know the parts of the body. Don't confuse yourself. First thing is to learn the alphabets of Eastern wisdom. To learn the principles as it is. Once you learn, even in this talk, you listen it again, pick up one principle, and then you have to think it over. It becomes a part of your principle in your mind and intellect. If they do not become, if you don't think and contemplate, the practice will not bring the result. Practice may bring the result in 1 time, 2nd time, 3rd time you will say, okay, beer guy seems to be a good guy, but it is not giving me any result. So bye-bye. First step, to know it. I don't know, let me know it. Second step, I don't understand, let me understand. So this week, work on it. Peace and happiness are my essential nature. But I don't live in peace and happiness if it is my essential nature. How come this is possible? I gave you one example. The sweetness in a sugar is the essential nature of a sugar. You cannot remove sweetness from a sugar. That is the essential property of a sugar, isn't it? Similarly, when I say peace and happiness are my essential nature, it cannot be undone. That is the sweetness of our nature. But what are the non-essential properties of a sugar? You can find the sugar in the form of a cube. You can find the sugar in the form of a powder. Don't you see? You can find the same sugar in the form of a brown sugar. Color is different. So they are non-essential properties. And essential properties? Sweetness. So what is my essential properties? Peace and happiness. What is my non-essential properties? Anxiety, stress, duality, tiredness, fatigue. They are my non-essential properties. Just pick up, think of it. Think of it, contemplate. Because if they are not your non-essential properties, are you seeking and searching fatigue and anxiety in any activity? No. You are not seeking that. Hence, they cannot be your nature. Are you searching and seeking for peace and happiness? Yes. So where lies the problem? The problem lies in the mind. When we discipline and educate the mind, then we understand, oh, this is what it is, and this is how it can work. That is what Patanjali, the father of Eastern psychology, what he says, discipline and educate your mind in the very first sutra, Atha Yoga Anushasana. It is so simple to understand, my friends. Last point, and then we will do the practice. I gave that example to, if a teacher writes, a chemistry teacher writes H2O on the board and asks the students what it is, and one student stands up and answers, what the hell, you don't know how to write English? Why you have written 2 with H? So if I don't have a clarity of understanding with these principles, if I have undergone the inner orientation with the chemistry, then I will not answer. I will say, okay, 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen makes water. That is H2O. That is what Master Patanjali says, Atha Yoga Anushasana. Think of it. Essential, non-essential properties, how to discipline and educate the mind. And once the mind, intellect understands, the mind leaves that craziness of wandering nature and it can easily go into mindfulness or meditation. So let us start our journey of meditation and mindfulness. Close your eyes, the stage 1. You can sit, you can lie down, make your firm decision what you are going to do in the stage 1. Firm decision. So once the firm decision is made, and ask your mind, is your mind okay with your firm decision, sitting, lying? In the beginning, we do it. Why we do it? To help the mind to educate. If you don't educate and discipline your mind, it will not work. So become aware of the position of the body and let the mind look inside. Let the mind look inside. Where inside? Maybe inside the head or the heart. So why we are asking the mind to look inside into the space or into the emptiness or into the darkness? We have never educated the mind to go within. So this becomes our first step. Then the second step in the stage 1 is being comfortable. What is being comfortable? It is a practice and also a non-practice. Why it is a non-practice? Because we don't ask the mind to do anything except become aware. Just check it. If the mind moves on a thin line with awareness without moving the body or the parts of the body, you are educating the mind. Move the mind on the neck joint. Be there. Feel. What do you feel? You feel the sensation being comfortable and steadiness. Move the mind on the shoulder joints. So the mind is moving on the shoulder joints. You are not moving the body. Remember this. That is the way we educate the mind. So when you move the mind on the shoulder joints, you are there. You feel the sensation being comfortable and steadiness. Move the mind on the hip joint. So mind goes there. When the mind goes there, you become aware. What do you mean by aware? You feel the sensation. You gain the knowledge that you are comfortable and also the knowledge of being steady. Move the mind on the entire body. Slowly and gently, you are moving the mind from the top of the head to the toes on all the joints of the body. So every time you are moving the mind on the joints of the body, knowledge, because you are becoming aware, so you feel the sensation, you are comfortable, and you experience steadiness in the body. Experience being comfortable and steadiness in the body. Now we move to the third step of the stage one. The stage one, you can see, we give a glimpse to the mind. This is the journey. This is the way you have to undertake a journey. Why? To discover the essential properties I have just explained to you, the sweetness. Don't you think that every human being is so sweet inside, of which he is not aware? We say yes, but we don't want to discover the sweetness within us. That is the problem. Why? Outer riches, inner poverty. So being carefree at this moment, you look inside the forehead as if you are looking into the sky where the birds are flying. When you see the sky and the birds are flying, you are aware of the sky and also the birds. So the mental space where the birds are thoughts, let the thoughts fly. Who cares? Continue to be aware of the mental sky, the mental space. I'm not saying control the thoughts. I'm saying you are aware of the thought. Yes, you will say yes. So also remain aware of the space. Where is the problem? But that is a very deeper and a higher practice. I oversimplify. What happens? It will separate. You will separate the thoughts in the mind from the deeper mind as a knowledge. And the moment you separate, you are carefree. You are free. See that? So the stage one is done. Now we will move to the stage 2. Purification of the mind. I gave an example of a chemistry teacher has written H2O. And the guy who has no inner orientation of the chemistry he judges and he concludes that the teacher does not know English, how to write H and O. There is no combination if you don't have any understanding of the chemistry formulas. So that is what is known as the impurity in the mind. That has a wrong notion. And if the same kid is oriented, come on, this is known as a formula. H represents hydrogen. H2 means there are two particles, two atoms. Ignorance is gone. What the student says, I'm sorry, now I understand what do you mean by H2O. That is what the purity of mind is. So in the stage 2, we'll purify the mind and we will gain the natural focus to go deeper. How to go? How to purify the mind? Simple. Where is that simple? You look inside. Where you look deep inside the chest, in the space, and start breathing short and quick breath through both the nostrils, as if you are playing with the breath, in a mood of cheerfulness. Continue. Quick and short breath from both the nostrils without keeping that steadiness in the body. Continue. Continue. Quick, short breath in the mood of cheerfulness. The mind will object to it, react to it, but still you continue. That is the right approach. If the student continues to disagree, why you have written H2O, no knowledge is gone. The purification of the mind cannot happen. See that? That is what I'm saying. And now stop this breathing. Take a deep, silent, slow inhalation. Understand this practice clearly first. During inhalation, your breath is deep, silent, and slow. There is no noise during inhalation. You take time. You are not in a hurry. Maybe your inhalation takes about 7 to 8 seconds. And during exhalation, you make the humming sound with the lips together. That also takes time. So what is going to happen? One inhalation and exhalation together, if it happens in 10 seconds. So what would be your breath rate? 6. So the Eastern wisdom says if you bring your breath rate down with the sound, it influences your brain and the mind. So now let us start. Take a deep, silent and slow inhalation into the belly and the ribs. While breathing out, make the humming sound louder, deeper and longer. Continue the humming sound. The breath is deep, silent, and slow. Continue. One more time, last time, deep, silent and slow breathing, and breathing out, breathing out. Now what happens? Leave the step. Do nothing and experience the change. When this mind is heavily conditioned, habituated by the wrong notion that peace and happiness are always outside, the mind becomes little bit obstinate to go inside. So in the next stage, we have 2 steps to push the mind deeper within. So what you do, so simple. Look deep inside the forehead. Look deep inside the forehead in the space and start hammering mentally with the mantra Mentally, quick, fast, and loud. Mentally, you are doing it mentally without moving the lips or the tongue. What is the practice? You are looking inside the forehead. One, you see the space, and mentally you are hammering that space with the mantra without moving the lips or the tongue. Just continue and see that how deeper you will go into this journey. Continue hammering the mind. You may find some reaction and resistance, but if you persist, it's purely a mental practice. Bypassing the body and the breath, your mind will go very deep inside. And now stop this hammering. What we are doing symbolically, we are triggering the center of the knowledge and the wisdom. You have heard about the third eye that we'll talk later. And also our aspiration. We should have a right desire that springs from the heart. So look deep inside the heart in the space, in the state of being comfortable and steadiness. So there also you start hammering with Om mentally. No sound outside should be there. Body, you bypass the body and the breath and you are doing it mentally. So you need not even to regulate the breath. So the mind experiences a separation from the body and the breath that helps the mind to move very deep inside. Continue. So that is the center of the desire and aspiration or the pure emotion. But we should also now stop this hammering. We should also have a purity of our center of the action. And that is the belly button inside. So look deep inside the belly button in the space. Very good. And looking deep inside in the space, start hammering with the same mantra. Quick, fast, and loud in your mind. Continue hammering. You don't allow a single thought to enter between the two Om. That is quick, fast, and loud in your mind. It will filter out all the thoughts. Your mind, you'll feel as if you are too far away, too far from the thoughts. And now stop this, do nothing. So now we make it sure the mind lives within. How we do it? By such a simple step in the stage 4. Look at the head and the neck. Be there. Experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the right arm as if the mind is touching the entire right arm from the shoulder to the fingertips, and you experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the left arm. Be there. Feel the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the chest and the belly. Be there. Feel the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the right leg. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the left leg. Just be there and experience the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Simple. Move the mind on the entire body. Feel the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Mind on the body again. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. So I'm skipping the stage 4. We'll jump into the stage 5. Three-pointed awareness of the breath. What is that? In the state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness in the body, when the mind is living within. First point of awareness. The breath is going in, breath is coming out. Breath is coming in, going out. That is the first point. You know it, so it's not doing anything. Second point of awareness, when the breath goes in or comes out, you feel the sensation inside the nose. Pick up that sensation. You are not creating that. When the incoming breath touches the nose inside, no doubt there will be a sensation. So if I don't become aware of the sensation, make it sure the mind is not inside. You see how we are educating the mind? And when there is an outgoing breath, again the same breath touches the tip of the nose inside and you feel the sensation. So your mind never loses that awareness of the sensation of the breath. Second point. And third point is no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Why? The mind will change subconsciously, habitually, reaction. So three-pointed awareness of the breath. You know the breath is going in and out. You feel the sensation of the breath and you don't change. In the state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Three-pointed awareness of the breath. First point, knowing the breath is going in and coming out. Second point of awareness, you feel the sensation of the incoming and outgoing breath. Third point, you are not changing the rate and the rhythm of the breath. It holds the mind back. The mind wants to take some action and it stops there. So three-pointed awareness of the breath. And now do nothing, remain as you are. I can tell you this is the highest step. What is that step? You do nothing. So when you do nothing, there is always an awareness, knowledge, and experience. But when you are in the state of doing nothing, that I-ness is not there, which will reveal the knowledge of the reality. So today we discussed the essential properties of a sugar is the sweetness. That sweetness will return into your mind from inside. In the state of doing nothing, that is where we reach after following the previous step. But if your mind has knows and read in the Google that mindfulness is effortless, natural step, natural practice, it doesn't work that way. We have to understand. Living into that state of doing nothing, effortlessness, naturalness, mindfulness. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand. Bring your awareness on the left hand. If your hands are totally clean, then only bring both the hands and place it on your closed eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down and let us share our experiences. How are you, my friend Michelle? I could see the smile on your face.
I'm doing well. I think I had a nice nap.
But you feel totally relaxed.
I do.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's a journey. It's a journey.
Yeah, it is. How many years have we known each other, Acharya?
I think 7 to 8 years.
We've been on a very long journey together then.
Yes. Long journey together. But yes, as you said today, in that long journey, you have been sleeping frequently.
Not all the time. Not the last couple sessions.
Not all the sessions. But in 8 years.
Yeah, I've had a lot of peaceful sleeps in my journey.
Peaceful sleep. How are you, Anne?
Fine. I think in the second part I had problems holding on to awareness. I think I dropped in and out of sleepness.
Sleep.
So.
Yeah, but what happens that the master says that the sleep is one modification of the mind. So it is a helper, it is a barrier in the journey of meditation. It is a helper in the beginning because it helps you to relax very deep, because you sleep in the practice of meditation. So it makes you aware, more and more aware, that these wandering distraction of the mind is not required. So this is a part of sleep being a helper in the journey of meditation. But it is also a barrier if it becomes a habit. You know, every time you close your eyes and the mind says, okay, now you got a chance to fall into sleep. No. No. Meditation is not a sleep. Meditation is transcending that sleep to find the sweetness. The sleep is a fake sweetness. I was giving an example of a sugar, the essential properties, the non-essential properties. Non-essential property of our existence is sleep. No, but sleep gives me peace and it relieves me of my stress. Really? Okay, so whenever you are in stress, sleep. It will never happen. Whenever you are in anxiety, sleep. It will never happen. Why? It is a non-essential properties. So simple. That is all. We'll meet next week. Thank you very much for tolerating me.
All right.
Thank you, Acharya.
Thank
you, Anne.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.